Hello, today we will be talking on resource planning. Before I talk to you about what is resource planning and how important it is, let me give you an example of a project which we have developed. We had actually bid for a project for Kenya where we are supposed to develop a website for betting. Any Kenyan who wants to bet can come on this website and do the betting, and the website as well as its mobile platform was also available. We are assumed that most of the development will happen in offshore, which is India, and that's how the resource plan was made, and the entire resource plan was based on the assumption that the resources will be taken from India. When we actually started the project, we realized that we need to have a mobile number, and that's only Kenya. So we couldn't do even the basic level of testing from India. So we only could do the development, even development testing, the VVNT as we call it, all had to be done from Kenya. So we had to set up a team in Kenya. This actually meant that we had a separate team for doing all this in Kenya, which increased the cost of the project, and the profitability of the project went down. So unless you foresee all this and do a correct resource plan, your profitability will go down, your project's failure increases. So today I will go into the details of how resource planning can be done. First, let's talk about what is a resource. Resource is anything and everything that is required to deliver a project work. So it can be human. The important thing, of course, is human resource. So the project manager, the team leads, the architect, all these DBAs, these are all the resources, human resources that you will be requiring on a project. Apart from that, you require materials and machinery. What do you mean by materials and machinery? In the IT parallel, it means nothing but the servers, hardware, software, operating system, languages, anything, databases, anything involved in hardware and software, we call it as machinery and materials. Apart from that, you need infrastructure. By infrastructure, what we mean is you will have a project team, so you will need for seats for people to sit and do the work. You will also need telecom lines, the internet connections. That is only possible if you have a proper internet connection. This is all infrastructure, and unless we provide that, your project cannot start. So the definition of a resource, I can just read it out for you. The resources needed to deliver a project, which includes people, machinery, materials, technology, property, anything else required to deliver the work. I'm sure in your projects you will be having project managers, team leads, developers, web developers, so on. Now let's go into what is meant by resource planning. Resource planning is nothing but to identify the various resources that are required for the projects, and then acquiring it and making the project start. So some of the things basically means is identify what are the resources, how many. So if you are talking about people, how many and what level. So these are the details you will have to plan it out. So exact definition is resource planning is a step in writing a resource plan that involves identifying the resources that a proposed business needs to succeed. So the ultimate output of a resource planning is a resource plan, and that contains all the resources that you have identified, when they are required, how many of them will be required, and so on. So let's go to the details of a resource plan. Before that, a resource plan, when you prepare and give all the details of resource plan, you have to share with all the stakeholders of the project. Who are the stakeholders? Your management, customer, and then infrastructure team, like your admin team, because you will need to get a buy-in from your admin team also, because they will have to provide the seats. Also from the infrastructure, where telecom, how much of internet bandwidth you will need, how they are connected, how your customer is connected, is it available, the network is available. All this you will have to check with your infrastructure team. So getting the buy-in from all the stakeholders for on your resource plan is extremely crucial step in making your project successful. So let's go to the details of the resource plan. As I said, you have to identify the human resources. Once you identified a resource, how many resources are required, you will have to clearly define roles and responsibility. For example, if you are going to develop a website, you will first need a project manager who will clearly plan out the project, all the activities, and all the activities will track it and ensure that the project is on time and within the budget. Similarly, for a website project, you will need web developers, and depending on the size of the project, the numbers will vary. Apart from that, apart from the human resources, as I said, you will require hardware and software. We talked about materials and instruments. So that's equipment. So equipment and materials basically mean hardware and software. As you know, the platform on which you develop, you have to very clearly mention what hardware it is or your software is going to work on, which are the servers, how are they going to be connected, and so on. So hardware, software, and again various languages that you will be using, or you will be using various APIs, and some of you might be knowing various things, third-party software, databases, which are the databases, what are the versions. Those all need to be identified, so that when you develop the software, that software clearly works and delivers what it is supposed to do. And as I said earlier, also hardware, apart from hardware, software, you also have to specify how many seats. Here you will have to specify how are you going to run the project. Are you going to run it in India? Because most of the time, as you know, we develop software in India, and at the client side you will have a small team which will take care of customer interaction. So some of the customer coordination you may be doing at the customer site, that is, we call it as on-site, and offshore typical development team will be at offshore. So this is what a typical resource plan is, and as I said, getting a buy-in from all the stakeholders of the company is extremely important for the project to succeed. Okay, now now that we have seen what is a resource, what is a resource plan, we also will go through a sample project which I was involved in, and this was a project where we develop a website for dentists. As you know, dentists are a very important professionals for us. So we decided to develop a website for them. Through this website, they can not only buy the product that they need for their business, but also it will provide a facility for them to get training. So some of the examples of other things that we did on the website, I will explain. As a dentist comes out of the college, he will need to practice with some senior dentists. So this is called, for that he needs a job, and we on our website we had a job portal where these students who come out of the college can actually apply to the jobs that are available, and senior dentists can actually post the job against which these junior dentists can apply for the job. So similar to a job portal. So the website took care of all the requirements. There were books, dental books that were available for sale, and there were also very specific dental queries that, if I am a dentist and I want to ask a question, I can come into a forum and ask a question, and there will be a panel who will be responding to your question, giving you all the details that you require to resolve your issue or a query. So this was the website that we developed. For this, we had a project manager, and then project manager was assisted with a test lead and a development team lead. For any website to be developed, we need a domain expert, and here in this case, domain expert was a dentist. Now you can't recruit a dentist. So many of the places you will need to take somebody on as a consultant. So he may not be your employee. You can hire somebody as a consultant who spends few hours in your organization to give you details on the domain or explains you the domain. So this is what we did. We hired a dentist as a domain expert who worked for few hours on this project. So some of the things, as you may be aware, that every time you want to recruit people, and recruiting people in IT industry is the most crucial thing for the success of the project. So sometimes you may recruit and keep the people on your roles, or sometimes you, as we call it, subcontract from another company, or take him as a consultant on your project. So these are the various ways on which you can get the team on board. So we had development team lead, we had a domain expert, we had a test lead, and test lead was supported by testers. Development team lead was supported by designers, web content writers, web content designers. So it was a huge team, and all of them worked together to develop the website. Now, if a project manager again was there for starting from project start to project end. Testing team joined later after about 2-3 months, because initially the development had to go through, and then development team was again there for the entire project duration. The whole project was done in 6 months, and one of the good things was we developed a very good website, because we knew clearly what exactly will be required for the project, what exactly will be required to develop a website for dentists, and that's how we got all the resources, and that's how we delivered the project on time and with reasonable quality of the work. So today this is what I wanted to cover. In subsequent lectures I will cover much more things on the resource management. Thank you.